I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. Oh, oh. So start ignition, count to zero. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. They've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is going to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
After last week's barn burner at Daytona, we now move on to Kentucky, the Bluegrass State, with the Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett. Joining me in the booth, as always, for Thursday night is Mr. Scott Brinton. Scott, how are you doing today, sir? Yeah, he did. And Scott, moving last night's race, great way to say goodbye to the DW12. Nope. Fair enough. Absolutely, it's going to be a great thing to experience. But anyway, let's go to tonight as we are in search of a champion with SOMO. Joe Mitchell currently sitting at the top of the standings. Let's go through a couple of sponsors first before we go to tonight's qualifying. And let's go to tonight's race sponsor. That is Coffee and Glitter Mom. If you want a decent cup for your barbecue this summer, then go to www.facebook.com/Coffee and Glitter Mom. Also want to give a shout out to the usual sponsors. United Real Estate, if you're looking to sell your home or if you're looking to buy a home for a decent price, then go to United Real Estate. They will get you hooked up. And then finally, if you're looking to book your next vacation, then book it with Top City Travel. They'll get you sorted out. Book your next trip with topcitytravel.com. And with that being said, let's go to the points first before we go to tonight's qualifying. As you can hear, the cars are starting to roll. Scott, let's go for the points real quick. After some very contentious racing last week, it's not really changed the points much, though. And Braden Johnson was the winner here last week at Daytona, so he's not here tonight. So that's going to be a absolutely. But anyway, big miss for Braden Johnson, but it's going to be a chance for the others to make up some ground as we are now going to go to our live qualifying here from Kentucky. Just looking at Ryan Gemmell. Gemmell had a decent run last week, but only for it to end in heartbreak for him. What do you think he can do here this week, Scott? Absolutely. Absolutely, as he comes across the line and puts his car straight into nowhere, as he's not really put a time in yet. Anyway, he puts it in P7. Chris Samar currently at the top of the standings. Adam Baker in second. Keith Mayato, Mr. Jaws himself, is in third. I just want to mention Keith Mayato had a tough race last night at Phoenix. Yeah. He's a giant shark in shallow waters. Yeah, he was in the very first. He was in the wreck in the very first caution, so he was on the back foot from the get-go. Unfortunately. Absolutely. But anyway, let's go to our man, Mr. Jeff Lochner in the number 24. Currently sitting in P10. Another man that had a decent run last week was at the front for the longest time, but unfortunately another one that suffered a bit of heartbreak and fell back very quickly. On Also want to give a look to... Actually, Brian Neff, he was another one that had a good run last... You know, a lot of people that you would expect not to be at the front last week were at the front, and Brian Neff was one of those people. Yeah. Absolutely not, and that should be something... Absolutely. Taking a look at Lupe Gonzalez just finishing his qualifying run. Looks like he's going to be the last person to take time here tonight, as Brad Hicks and Kurt Davidson still remain in pit road with just over 30 seconds left in qualifying. So that is going to do it here for qualifying here tonight. And it looks like Chris Samard has got pole position here tonight, Scott. Absolutely. As you're noticing, we've got a new overlay here tonight, a brand new bit of graphics here, brought to you by none other than Mr. Paul Zota. That is PZ Overlays. If I can find him, there he is. If you want to overlay like the one you're seeing on tonight's broadcast, then go to PZ Overlays. That's Mr. Paul Zota. You'll find him on Facebook. Definitely a very talented guy when it comes to these kind of things. But anyway, let's go to our grid for... Oh, I will. Don't worry. Let's go to our grid for tonight's race. And starting up on the pole is Mr. Chris Samard. He'll be joined on the front row by Mr. Adam Baker. Row 2 will be Joe Mitchell and Keith Maiato. Row 3 will be Andrew Melvin and Brian Neff. Row 4 will be Nate Siefka and Jay Felton. And row 5 will be Lupe Gonzalez and Ron Hollifield. Row 6 will be Larry Holloway and Jeff Glockner. Row 7 will be Byron Rodney and Ryan Gemmell. Row 8 will be David Gainforth and James McDavid. Row 9 will be Pearl Zota and Brad Hicks. And starting shotgun on the field of 19 cars here tonight is Kurt Davidson, straight out of Carolina. So everybody lined up on pit road there, getting ready to get this thing going. Go to... that man, Mr. Chris Samard, currently starting up on the pole in the Mountain Dew Ice Machine. Alongside him is Adam Baker in the Hot Wheels number 48. Right behind him is Joe Mitchell in 3rd and Keith Maiato starting in 4th. So, going to be interesting to see how they do with it here tonight. Absolutely. Me too. As they are rolling now. Ooh. Yes, I know. Oh, let me go back to the race view, because people are going to be pissed off otherwise. As they come out of turn 2, you see him right there. I thought this was going to be under the lights, but it seems like league ownership had other ideas. But here we are at Kentucky, the Bluegrass state as they call it. And they're coming into turn 3, getting ready to get them going. I like my music Bluegrass though. Anyway, just coming through turns 3 and 4. Waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn. We've got 155 laps here to go before the checker flag. And away we go! Chris Samard puts his foot down to the floor and we are under green here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. As here comes Lupe Gonzalez to the inside of Maiato. And Keith Maiato making mistakes early on in this race. That's not what you want to happen here. Especially on a track like this. Gonzalez still working to the inside of the 09. And Brian Neff is right there as well. The ever-improving number 60 driver. And right behind him is Larry Holloway, who's up there as well. So he's having a decent run already this tonight. We're only on lap 2 of 155, so I'm not going to say anything other than that because I don't want to jinx anybody. Yeah, look who's right in front of him. Your good buddy, everybody's good buddy, Mr. Nate Siefka, already working on the back of Andrew Melvin. Got the inside line as they come out of turn 2. It looks like Nate Siefka's got this one as he's going to move up to P4. I think you rubbed the writing off the tyres and when you had that meeting of it's like a rubbing of tyres. Yep. Yeah, but you didn't need luck to claim the title, so that's all yours. Absolutely, as we're under caution. Ron Holyfield. Ron Holyfield in trouble. Let's go back and see what happened to him. You got Larry Holloway right behind him as they come across the line. Into turn 1. Oh, it looked like Holloway turned him. That's going to be caution number 1 here at Kentucky. And already a bit of a controversy between the 70 and the 7. So everybody behind the pace car now. Chris Simard still your leader. Adam Baker in 2nd. Joe Mitchell in 3rd. Sorry, Scott. Yeah, because it's just the abrasive nature of the track. It's so bumpy here. It's going to be so much harder on the tyres. It's just really impossible to have to want to stay out as... it looks like Simard is going to bring everybody down pit road this time round. Absolutely. I say they all come down pit road now. Let's see how they do. Adam Baker going to win the race off pit road. Chris Simard is going to lose a ton of spots here. Bad pit stop. Yeah, bad pit stop by the 77. One thing I do know about Kentucky is that, like Michigan, the pit road is very slippy though, so you can't, if you get it wrong, you will slide through your pit box. There's a look. Ryan Gemmell did go for pit road, but it looks like he's got an EOL, so he's going to fall straight back through the field again. But Adam Baker, now your leader here with his teammate Joe Mitchell right behind him, and Nate Siefka up to the top 3, so good early run there by the 13. Absolutely. Check in with the guys on the chat, see if there's anybody in there. And of course there is Mr. James McDavid. Can only hear my voice and nothing else. Okay, let's have a look and see what the problem is. How about that? That might be better. So
well, I guess I need to talk so they can find out. Can you hear me? Testing. Yeah. Testing. Testies. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know. If there's anybody in the chat, can anybody hear us? Hear Scott?
Hello. Is there anybody out there?
Is there anybody home? Get us going, Scott.
All right. Pace car's off for you Pink Floyd fans out there. Joe Mitchell and Adam Baker are going to get us going. And there goes Adam. He's on that loud pedal. Green flag is out. We're racing again in Kentucky.
Yeah, Nate Sivka immediately moving up to P2. Great restart there for the 13. That inside line really working there on the restart. Joe Mitchell dropping up out to third. And already Chris Simard on the move. He's on the inside of Andrew Melvin as they come out of turn 2, Scott.
Yeah, everybody just trying to get up to speed again here. Trying to get what they can on these restarts. That's how a lot of these NASCAR races go in tracks like this. You want to get as many spots as you can on the restart, because once you get single filed out, it's hard to pass.
Absolutely. Chris Simard already by Andrew Melvin. Brian Neff is going to be the next one moving up to the top 5 now as he cuts off the nose of Melvin. Lupe Gonzalez almost getting into the back of the 37 as they come out of turn 2. Now Gonzalez himself is under pressure from Jay Felton. Laurie Holloway still up there in the top 10, so a good run from him. Kurt Davidson, who didn't take time, he started shotgun on the field. He's already up to P10.
Not bad. He probably made up some of them spots on pit road, but a lot of them guys just tiptoeing into their box.
Absolutely. I did get word.
Mitchell's all over the back of the 13 right now. I think Joe, no, he got out of it. I thought Joe was going to maybe go underneath him. They're starting to lose the leader a little bit here.
Yeah, and that's the thing we've known about. We know about Nate Sivka is that once he gets to the front, it's very hard to catch. But the man that's moving up to second place right now, or trying to move up to second place, is capable of catching Baker. And we know Sivka's no slouch, but I don't think he's got the experience in the stock cars like the guys around him do.
No, he doesn't. But Nate's definitely no slouch. I'm not going to take anything away from Nate in that sense. But he just got to take care of them tires. That's what Nate, the difference between running an Indy car and running a stock car is you definitely got to pay more attention to the tires in these cars.
He's definitely taking care of it right now as he's managed to stay ahead of Joe Mitchell. And Mitchell himself now is under pressure from Chris Simard. Chris Simard trying to make that outside line work as they go down the backstretch towards turn 3. Mitchell able to hold on to it with the inside line. But Simard's going to get a bad run coming out of 4. And what a move there by the 77. He moves up to 3rd place.
Well, they're stacking back up here on Brian Neff right now. He's got a traffic jam behind him. He's got a couple guys trying to get by.
Now Brian Neff.
Jay Felton just kind of hanging back here. We're waiting to see. Whoa, and Neff in the wall there. Oh, a big check up there. Is that Lupe?
Yeah, that's Lupe Gonzalez.
Yeah. Big check up there from Lupe. It's smart of him to do that, though. He was paying attention.
Good to see Lupe Gonzalez back in the track tonight. Missed Daytona last week, which was unfortunate, as he's always seems to be exciting when we go to the fast ones, but not able to make it last week. But he's here tonight in Kentucky, and he's really fighting with the mid-pack right now as he's on the outside of Brian Neff. Neff looks like he's regained a bit of momentum, but ultimately has to get with the position. And Neff now falls back to P8 after hitting that wall on the last lap.
Yeah, Jay Felton, big winner there. He moved up a few spots, got by both those guys.
Absolutely, and all he has to do now is try and close down on Andrew Melvin. Melvin not really able to do anything right now. He's not catching Mitchell, he's not getting away from Felton either, so He's in a bit of no man's land as we've got a 3-car battle for P2 right now. Nate Siefka just holding off Chris Simard and Joe Mitchell.
Yeah, here comes Simard making up all that ground he lost in the pits. But Adam Baker has since driven away from these guys while they're racing it up back here.
Yeah, Baker has checked out. He's already 1.1 seconds in the clear up the road and gone.
Not the all-time wins leader here, but nothing, folks.
Speaking of the other all-time wins leader, the second guy in the wins points, Keith Moyato is all the way back down in P13, and he's under pressure from one Mr. Byron Rodney, Scott.
Oh, wow, I wonder what happened to Keith. We missed something with Keith. He wasn't that far back.
Must have got his pit stop wrong.
We're not used to seeing Keith back there in 13th position either.
Yeah, Byron Rodney, though. He may be putting Moyato under pressure, but he's also under pressure himself. He's got Brad Hicks right on his tail. Paul Zota is right there as well, and Ron Holyfield, sorry. James McDavid back there in 18th place. It's weird seeing James McDavid out on the track instead of trolling our live chat. Ryan Kemmel is back there in P19. Not sure. Oh, he got that EOL and he's fallen back. He's got some considerable damage on the front of his car. Not sure where he got that from, but he's at the back there and just really, really off the pace. But go back to the battle for second place, and it's really heating up here, Scott. With Samant to the inside on the apron. That's going to invite Joe Mitchell in on the outside.
Yeah, I think both these guys would like to get by Siefka, but Siefka doing a good job keeping him behind him.
It looks like he's starting to get away as well.
Sorry about that a second ago. I had to unplug my wheel and replug it back in. Having some issues.
Problems.
It does that every once in a while. It just gets a little hiccup. You just gotta unplug it, plug it back in. It'll just stop registering for some reason.
It wouldn't be Bofa if we didn't have any technical issues. See, I'm already doing it. Technical issues back here on Bofa.
Oh, now Siefka's starting to hold him off now. He's kind of put a little distance between him and Joe Mitchell. Samard's falling a little ways back. Samard's actually starting to fall into the grass for those guys behind him as they're slowly starting to reel these guys in because these guys have been racing it up so much up here.
Yeah, Chris.
That's become a 6-car battle.
Yeah, I can't help but think that Chris Samard might have burnt the goodie off those tyres because he's falling way back off the pace from Joe Mitchell. Mitchell himself, though, is putting Siefka under pressure again. Now he's shaking off Samard. Dives to the inside, but Siefka puts the block on it. Mitchell going to have a slide for life through the corner.
Wow, big slide there. Look at that.
Yeah.
He got almost to the exit of the corner, and he went way up the track. And Samard went driving right on by.
I'm going to safely assume that block that Siefka put on Mitchell really unsettled Mitchell's car and almost put him into a spin there.
Definitely looked like it, and Mitchell's now paying the price as he's continuing to drop now and lose spot after spot. Trying to get it gathered back up here and hold on to what he can. Jay Felton putting the pressure on now.
Yeah, and Lupe Gonzalez right behind him as well. Another one of the all-time race. Another driver with the most race wins in this league. Not up there with Adam Baker and Keith Moyato, but he's definitely up there on the race wins chart. There's Mr. Lupe Gonzalez, along with Joe Mitchell. Check back in on Keith Moyato. Sorry, Scott, what are you going to say?
Currently, top 5 all-time wins leaders here at Southern Motorsports is Adam Baker sitting on 29 wins, Keith Moyato with 23, Travis Wall with 16, Joe Mitchell has 14, and Braden Johnson's 11th win of his career last week broke a 3-way tie with Lupe and Seth as they're 6th and 7th.
And that's another name we're missing here tonight, Scott, is Seth Hatchell.
Thought he was out there.
No, he's not.
Oh, he did a hell of a job last week. Remember how much damage he had on that car at Daytona last week, and he was able to keep that thing up there in the fight for the most part.
He was even fighting for the win at one point. Yeah, big miss here.
I'm looking to see where he finished. He finished 4th in that race. Started 14th, but man, he was driving a beat-up car for most of it. Him and Joe Mitchell got into that big crash early on.
Yeah. Continuity, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we like here on Beaufort Broadcasting. Continuity. Anyway, Jay Felton's still working on the back of Joe Mitchell. Mitchell still trying to get his momentum back after that incident with Nate Siefka. Nate Siefka himself now is under pressure from Chris Simard now. So Nate Siefka, despite having shaken off Joe Mitchell, is right back under pressure again with the 77 right behind him as Melvin gets a slide coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's a little slick out there tonight. I've seen some guys sliding all over the track out there tonight. If they don't take care of the tires, man, we could definitely see some cautions here before this one's over.
Yeah, and the first person to make that mistake tonight was this man in the 09. Keith Mayato had a huge slide off the start as Keith Mayato almost gets in the wall coming into turn 1. Working on the back of David Gameforth. And we at Beaufort would like to wish David Gameforth a happy belated birthday. I believe it was his birthday yesterday.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Absolutely.
Well, Seeker's still holding off Simard up here, but Simard is all over him again, trying to get by. I think it's just a matter of time. Nate just continues to lose ground to the leader here. I'm wondering if Simard can get by, how much of that ground he can make up on the long run here on Adam.
Well,
Simard getting a big run this time. I think he's going to go for it. Yep, here he comes. Big run that time. I think he's going to make the pass.
Dive Bomb City into the inside there at turn 3 and 4. Side by side as they come out of 4. Siefka's got a better run though. They're side by side, they're nose to tail. Oh, that is close. 49 thousandths of a second between those two.
He did get a hell of a run. Look at that. He's going to drive right on by on the high side until he hits about the mid-corner there and just hit a big wall of air. And here comes Simard right back on that bottom side. This guy's got to be careful here. Got a few laps on the tires now.
Remember, Nate Siefka and Chris Simard have raced against each other in Top Fuel Racing as well, so they definitely know what each other are like. But
I don't know if they have or not. Nate had a lot. When Simard was racing with us, Nate had a lot of his issues, so I don't know if they have or not.
I think
that's when Nate was going through all his computer problems.
Oh, maybe it is then. Okay. But anyway, Nate Siefka able to hold on to that second place ahead of Chris Simard. But all this fighting back here is helping Adam Baker just absolutely walk away from the field. He's 3.3 seconds to the good over Nate Siefka right now. And I'm guessing this first stage is just Adam Baker's to lose at this point. Providing there isn't a caution, of course.
What are the caution stages?
45, the end of stage 1. Lap 90, the end of stage 2.
10-4. Forgot to ask you that before the race started.
Ah, it's alright. I didn't even know myself. I had to go back and look on Facebook. Paul Zota told me about it, and I forgot. Speaking of Paul Zota, let's go back and see what he's up to. And running a pretty steady race. He's in P14 right now. He's 3 seconds. No, he's not 3 seconds behind Brad Hicks. It's half a second behind Brad Hicks, and he's 1.6 seconds to the good over Jeff Lochner. So Paul Zota in a pretty safe position right now, not under any pressure, not putting anybody under pressure as it seems right now. Although it does look like he's starting to close the gap on Brad Hicks right now.
And meanwhile, up here, this battle for second place is still roaring, Sam, as they're side by side up here for second. Now Siefker's going to pull a little bit in front. I think the old over-under's coming up. Maybe not. Like Simard was going to get a run on him and pull the old over-under, but he didn't.
Yeah, and
Simard wants by so bad. You're making him work for it. Siefker's making him work for it. I think he's holding him up, but he's making him work for it.
Absolutely. The come across the line. We are 10 laps to go before the end of stage 1. And if Nate Seifka can hold on to this will be an amazing finish in the first stage for him. As he's had to do some battling in this first stage.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end of this stage, so these guys are starting to feel the need now to pick up spots to get those stage points. Ooh, big wiggle there. Here comes Samard. Whoever that is behind there in 4th place, he had a big wiggle there.
That was Andrew Melvin. He's done that a few times now.
Dave Felton right there, right behind him. Felton having a hell of a run here, up to 5th place now.
Yeah, the Hooters number 9 having another good run here as Kentucky had an amazing run at Daytona, wants to emulate that or even get a win here tonight. He's definitely going the right way about it and he's running in the top 5. Great racing here by the 9. And speaking of great racing, the battle's still raging on between the 13 and the 77. Nate Seifka actually looks like he's got a couple of car lengths out in front of Samad now.
For now. That's happened a couple of times, but Smart always has a way of rolling it or reeling him back in. And that's what Jay Felton's starting to do to Andrew Melvin now. Lupe's starting to get a little closer as well. Joe kind of just hanging out back there. I think Joe's ready for the first stage to be over. Get some poor Mr. Feel Goods. Those aren't feeling so good right now. He's damaged those a bit.
That might be from when Seifka cut his nose off.
Slide.
Yeah. Keith Mayato up to P9 now. So Mayato now on the move. And he's in the points positions for the stage, so good to see him finally putting his foot to the floor. He's currently working on the back of Brian Neff as they come out of turn 4. Let's see what he can do here. We know what Mayato's capable here of doing here, but is Brian Neff going to fight for it or let him by? Because I think
looks like he's going to fight him for it.
Yeah.
He's just throwing in the towel on it. Ooh, big wiggle there from Keith. He's going to lose his momentum because of it. Going to try again. Kurt Davidson just kind of hanging out here, waiting to see who wins this battle. I think he wants to get by the loser as well.
And let's just point out, I did mention this already here tonight. Kurt Davidson starting shotgun on the field and he's already up to P10. So that's a great run now by the 41. As Keith Mayata finally gets the clear on Brian Neff. And here comes Davidson to the inside of Neff. And like I said, he's got next on the loser.
Yeah, 2-for-1 deal here. But Neff is not in the mood to be handing over spots. But there goes Kurt. Big run there through the corner. Neff coming back though on the high side. I just don't think he's going to be able to hold him off. Kurt's carrying a lot of momentum.
Looks like Neff.
Eventually he's going to win this battle.
It looks like Brian Neff has actually got a bit of front end damage, so I wonder if that's hurting him as well.
Could be. Ooh. Kurt almost come up in front of him and Neff got way out of it. That's going to allow Kurt to clear him, it looks like. He didn't come up in front of him though. Wow, left the door open.
Yeah, the back end was starting to step out on Davidson then as he came out of turn 2, having a bit of a slide. But able to hang on to it.
Not easy here tonight, Sam.
No, no. And you will come across those tracks where it is very hard to pass. I mean, we were at Lucas Oil on Sunday night and the passing was almost impossible at that track. It's just finding that one track or a couple of tracks that where it's going to be a fight to overtake a driver. And yeah, Kentucky and Lucas Oil where we were on Sunday, those two are definitely two tracks that you're going to have to fight to pass somebody on.
Yep, going back to that Lucas Oil race, there was only one guy in the race that could pass there, and he just happened to be a professional IndyCar driver. So that's how difficult it was to pass. He made it look like a walk through the park.
Let's see how he deals with it when we go to Dover on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole different animal. Might quit the league after the race last night, and then if that happens again.
I'll tell you what though, I've raced at Dover in the Pro Mazda and oh my god, it is so much fun. It's like Daytona. It's like a mini Daytona for the Pro Mazda because you just put your foot to the floor and just go.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect. So nobody can be mad at me. I'm just letting you know up front. I don't know what to expect. That's is for every sim race. I mean, I've called so many of these sim races, dude, and you never know what you're gonna see. Just when you think you've seen it all, and then something happens, you're like, wow. There you go. There's the first stage.
Caution. That's the first competition caution as the stage win does go to Adam Baker.
Second caution of the night, though.
Yep. As we're going to go to our stage results here at Kentucky. Adam Baker bringing home the stage win. Second is Nate Siefka. Third, Chris Samard. Fourth, Andrew Melvin. Fifth is Lupe Gonzalez. Sixth is Joe Mitchell. Seventh, Jay Felton. Eighth, Keith Mayata, good rebound for him. Ninth is Brian Neff. And rounding out the top 10 is the biggest mover of the night so far, Mr. Kurt Davidson. So our first stage is in the books, and that one goes to Adam Baker. We're just going to step away for just a couple of minutes, and we'll be back with stage 2 in a short while.
I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. They've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is going to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
We are back live here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. As you see in the top right hand of your corner screen, top right hand corner of your screen, Adam Baker, winner of stage 1. The lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to get stage 2 underway again. Adam Baker is your leader on the inside. Nate Siefka in second. Andrew Melvin moving up to third after the pit stops. Chris Simard in fourth. Rupert Gonzalez fifth, and Joe Mitchell in sixth. Felton seventh. 8th is Keith Mayato. 9th is Kurt Davidson. And rounding out the top 10 is Brian Neff. Jaws is moving his way through the crowd again.
Yeah, I'm definitely not ruling him out, especially now we've had that first competition caution. See what he can do here in stage 2. We're going to get another competition caution, so you know there's at least one more yellow coming. Plenty of time for Keith to recover. I definitely would not rule him out.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the front of the field. Pace car is about to take that hard left turn once again. There he goes. Waiting for Adam Baker to get him going. Backs him up. And Texas is the start this time. Gets him going. And gets the clear already on Nate Siefka. Nate Siefka going to come to the bottom of the track and fend off Andrew Melvin as they go towards turn 1. Good defending there by Nate Siefka, who's been doing that all night so far tonight. Going back further in the field, Chris Simard under pressure from Lupe Gonzalez as they come out of turn 2.
Yeah, look at Adam just pull away already, man. I was curious to see how these guys would do on fresh tires to be able to keep up with Adam, but damn, he's getting a big run on these guys already. Here comes Mayato.
Yeah, Mayato just staying there. He's already passed Jay Felton. Now he's going to try and work on the back of Joe Mitchell. Two rivals we've seen all through the season this season. Keith Mayato, as Mayato gets it to the wall. That's going to hurt him. To the inside goes Jay Felton now after that mistake by Mayato. And Mayato stays ahead, but now he's going to work on the back of Mitchell. Just ahead, Lupe Gonzalez trying to get to the inside of Melvin as Mitchell makes an audacious move on the outside. Gets it all wrong. That's going to let Keith Mayato in on the inside. Or does it? No. Mayato just files in right behind him. That Mitchell trying the outside pass on Lupe Gonzalez really almost got him past there.
Yeah, passing's been difficult here tonight, either on the bottom or the high side. It's one line to get a run, and then you'll see, mid-corner that line will die out, and here comes the other line. So it's made passing very difficult here tonight, even on fresh tires.
Yes, there goes Lupe Gonzalez to the inside of Melvin. Now Mitchell wants to get past Melvin. As they're going to be 3 wide, coming through 3 and 4. There is Mayato on the outside. Everybody trying different lines to see which one is the fastest. As there goes Mitchell to the inside of Melvin now. And he's past him. The top 5 currently looks like this. Adam Baker is your leader. Nate Siefka second. Chris Simard in third. Lupe Gonzalez in fourth. And Joe Mitchell already back up to the top 5. So good to see him up there.
Don't look now, but here comes Keith Mayato passing another one. He's going to be knocking on Joe Mitchell's door here in just a minute for that top 5.
Absolutely. And we've seen the 18 and the 09 have some absolutely huge battles so far this season. So this one will be one to savour again if they can get up close to each other. As it looks like Simard's moving to the inside of Nate Siefka. It looks like Simard's going to get him this time, and he does.
Been working on him for a while. I'm sure that feels good to the 77.
Yeah, Siefka defending for his life in the first caution, able to keep the 77 behind him, but Simard finally gets it done this time round, and this let's wait and see what Siefka can do here to try and get that position back, as he's not letting him get away at this point.
Yeah, Siefka's tough, man. He better not relax. He'll come back and pass him again. I race Nate all the time. I found out last night, man. You can't let up for a second. I gave him an inch last night, and he took it and turned it into a foot and got by me with 3 to go and turned it into a third-place podium finish. So you can't blink for a second. And I was doing what I was supposed to do, Sam. I was covering that bottom line like I was supposed to, but he found just enough room and pushed the envelope. I didn't feel like wrecking with 3 to go. I just gave it to him. I was like, ain't worth it.
You know what I was actually saying to Nate last night while we were in the team speak chat? That, like, Nate, don't race him. Just let him have it. It's his championship race. Just let him have a podium on his championship race. He's like, nope. I'm having this.
He had to have some consolation prize, right?
Absolutely. He was actually shocked that he was 10th in points before last night's race.
That's how many races he missed.
Yeah.
He missed the whole second half of the season because of his computer. He kept putting it off, hoping it would fix itself, but no, he was having motherboard problems. That wasn't going to fix itself.
Nope.
I went through that once. I melted a motherboard down here in my racing computer, the first one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it didn't have a rec cooling system. It's liquid cooled now, but when I first had it built by my friend, I suggested that, and he's, oh, no, it'll be all right. No, it wouldn't. That's all right. Lesson learned.
But speaking of lessons learned, Keith Maiato, learning from his mistake on lap 1, he's already back up to the top 5 after passing Lupe Gonzalez. Now, is he going to try and get up to the back of Joe Mitchell? Because Joe Mitchell passed Lupe Gonzalez a few laps before, and now they're both together again on track, so it looks like they're both working together to get themselves to the front again. They've got some ground to make up as they're 1.5 seconds behind Nate Siefka.
Yeah, and they've all pulled away from Joe Mitchell and Keith Maiato. Maiato's still trying to get to Joe Mitchell, but he hasn't been able to get to him yet. That's quite a bit of distance from Lupe back to Jay Felton and that group of 4 guys. So everybody's starting to really get spread out on this run.
And Kurt Davidson and Brian Neff still battling out, continuing their battle from stage 1. Looks like Kurt Davidson's got the run on Brian Neff as they go through turns 1 and 2. Yeah, I got it right. Anyway. And Kurt Davidson's going to...
That was that little pre-race reminder.
Yeah. Well, Kurt Davidson got the run on the outside, got the position finally away from Brian Neff, and now Kurt Davidson can try and work his way forward, but Brian Neff is not going to give that up easily. He's going to try and stay on the back of the number 41. Andrew Melvin still sliding back through the field. He's behind Jay Felton now, and is slowly falling into the grasp of the 41 of Kurt Davidson. Adam Baker, meanwhile, just walking away from the field. He is already 1.3 seconds to the good over Chris Simard. Although Chris Simard has actually managed to get away from Nate Siefka himself and is now hunting down the number 48. But it's not going to be an easy task here, Scott.
No, 48 is pretty much checked out. He's looking for that 30th career win here tonight.
Yeah, the big 3-0 for the number 48. And it's looking good for it so far. Provided that there's no more cautions. Touch wood. And that no mistakes are made. I mean, mistakes have been made in the past, and let's just hope he doesn't make any tonight.
Still a long way to go.
Absolutely.
Still got quite a bit of distance left here in this stage. Still 26 laps when they get to the line left in this stage. So not even halfway through the stage yet.
Absolutely. As we're going to go back to Keith Maiato is actually not catching Joe Mitchell. Joe Mitchell is actually getting away from Maiato. And it looks like Lupe Gonzalez is starting to reel him back in as well. So Maiato looks to be struggling on those tyres now.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are out there tonight. These tires are definitely playing a big role here tonight in Kentucky, as they usually do. As you were talking about earlier, it's a very abrasive surface, and a lot of guys don't take care of the tires. They just go out there and they run their laps, and they're not thinking in the head, easy on the throttle, easy on the throttle. They're just putting it to the floor. After 10 laps, they're regretting it.
More problems for Ryan Gemmell. He's had to bring a pit side again. He's been in pit road for over for almost 2 minutes now, so he's got to try and get that car fixed enough so he beats the 5-minute clock. Go to one of our teammates for Spa, having a nice little battle with league owner Paul Zota there. That's Mr. Byron Rodney, and Jeff Glockner's right there as well. Nice 3-car battle here for P14 here, Scott.
You haven't been watching too much of the back of the field, and I usually do check out a lot of the back of the field, but they always battle it up hard back there.
And these guys back here keeping it clean just like they are at the front, so some really, really clean driving here as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. And it looks like Glockman's actually trying to get a run on the back of Zota, and he is on the outside as well.
These guys are trying to hang on to the tails of Byron Rodney there in the 35.
And Byron Rodney's just passed Paul Zota like he was standing still.
And Zota just got passed again.
And if he's not careful, he's going to fall into the clutches of James McDavid. McDavid, another regular in Top Fuel Racing. And good to see him out there. I mean, McDavid on Sunday at Lucas Oil in the Summer Light Series proved, yeah, he may not be the fastest, but he's definitely the most consistent. I mean, he kept it going despite being like 4 or 5 laps down on Sunday and still managed to bring it home in P7, so the guy doesn't know when to quit.
Yeah, it's good to have that, skill set in you, because in the long run, if you're battling for points, you never know, on those nights where it doesn't go so good for you, you go back out there and you don't quit. You get back out on the track, get as many spots as you can. It could make a difference. We got somebody coming to pit road there, Sam.
That's David Gainforth in the 101. Using my number again. I need to have a word with him. Anyway.
That's interesting that he's coming to pit road. Wonder if this is scheduled or I would think this would be unscheduled.
Let's see
Slow
what this
getting
is.
into his box.
A lot of people I've noticed are struggling on those tyres now, so I wonder if pit stops are going to be a factor here before the end of stage 2, as Kurt Davidson's in as well now.
Yeah, I guess so. Down the way, and other guys are coming in, so
Paul Zota's
we are
in.
going to get a green flag stop here in the middle of the stage.
Absolutely. Yes. I think the reason why we didn't see any pit stops in stage 1 is because it was broken up by that caution. So
could be. Because they went about 5 laps, then they had the caution and got 4 Mr. Feelgood, so yeah, you're probably right about that. They just stretched it out a bit.
Ron Holyfield in now. 4 more Mr. Feelgoods, please.
There's going to be a lot of guys coming to get them here.
Question
Curious
is,
to see how long the leaders will stay out.
well, we've seen it before with the likes of Adam Baker and Joe Mitchell, but no, Adam Baker's going to bring it down. Samad's going to bring it down. Seifka's going to stay out.
What's the lead a lap?
Got to get that elusive bonus point, yeah.
And he's not in the points, but I know Steve Green just wants to lead a lap.
Yeah, Lupe Gonzalez staying out as well as Joe Mitchell. Jay Felton staying out.
It's the Seifker thing.
Oh, yeah. The Seifker effect, as we like to call it. The Chris
I
Samad.
think he's coming this time. Yeah, Seifker's coming this time.
So Seifker.
Oh, about lost it there as he got down on the apron. Looks like, is that my auto behind him was coming with him? No, Andrew Melton.
Yeah, my auto's just leaving pit road now. Adam Baker managed to get out of pit road ahead. Oh, Chris Samad, but look how close it is between the 48 and the 77. I don't know if you noticed, Scott, but actually, Chris Samad actually closed the gap a lot on Adam Baker before they came into pit road, and it's even closer now they've left pit road.
Seifker down on the way. Melvin down on the way.
Oh, watch that yellow line, Nate.
Lupe's on pit road.
And Jeff Glottner's on pit road as well. So everybody bringing it down for to Mr. Feelgoods. Joe Mitchell's still not bringing it down yet, though.
I was just about to ask, has Joe Mitchell been down? Because, boy, they're almost running over him. He about got run over there by Adam Baker.
Jay Felton is currently the leader, though. Felton almost got into Baker there. He nearly came down the track and got him.
I'm wondering if these guys are going to run it to the end.
They're going to try.
They got enough fuel. Even 70% fuel, I would think that they would have enough.
Yeah, this is a tire wear track, so
I would not be surprised to see them go all the way to the rest of the stage. Ooh, Seeker all the way down below that line, getting on that line, disrupting the car.
Yeah, trying to get around Brian Neff, and he does. Neff is another one that stayed out. Here comes my auto now.
Look at all the traffic here. Wow. Right here with the first and second place, and Jay Felton and Joe Mitchell here. All this going on. Crazy. Look at Joe all the way up there on the wall. Yeah, I don't think you can get much closer to the wall through the corner what Joe Mitchell's doing right now. Just trying to get out of everybody's way and use that higher line.
Yeah, Larry Holloway's just passed him for third place. So Mitchell is actually losing positions as he's staying out. So I can't see how he's going to be the winner here.
Well, you never know. It's still a long way to go. A lot can happen.
Yeah. As there goes Larry Holloway to the second place with the inside of Jay Felton. Holloway looks like he's got a lot more speed in those tyres than the others. As now he's going to try and chase down Brian Neff. Actually, Holloway looks like he's preserved those tyres a lot better than everybody else because he's got some.
Yeah, he has.
He's got some hella speed in that car.
Yeah, he's doing all right. And I definitely think these guys are going to the end of the stage. These guys that went in and got tires, I don't know if they'll be able to get caught back up for the end of the stage.
There goes Lupe Gonzalez.
Oh, I thought he was going to get into him. Great job by those guys to avoid that. That's probably going to cost Neff the lead, though. He had to get out of it. Here comes Holloway. How about this, huh?
Larry Holloway going to challenge for the lead now, working on the outside of the 60. And Neff still carrying some decent speed in that car as well, despite being on old tyres, so he looks okay.
Yeah, but I think a matter of when and not if.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look at that run coming into the corner. He's going to get him right there. Look at that. He's going to drive around him on the side, Sam.
So Larry Holloway now to the point. Here comes David Gameforth to try and get around Brian Neff.
10 to go for the stage.
Absolutely, and this is Larry Holloway's to lose at this point because Adam Baker is still 19 seconds back from Larry Holloway. And even though he's on newer tyres, 19 seconds is almost impossible to make up.
Yeah, I don't see him getting there unless these guys come to pit road. I don't see these guys, giving up these spots.
And that's what I like about SOMO. It always throws up a surprise, and this is definitely a big one.
About Brad Hicks, he's creeped by Joe Mitchell too, and he's up into fourth place, and he's right there with Jay Felton, putting the pressure on him, trying to get into that third spot here at the end of stage number 2. That's points, folks. Ryan Neff trying to come back here, getting a big run on Larry Holloway. He's fighting back, Sam.
Absolutely, as we're on lap 82 of 155, lap 90, getting ever closer here. And this is the battle for the lead, amazingly, between Larry Holloway and Brian Neff.
I dig it, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Playing strategy on these guys, man. They won't be able to do this in the last stage because everybody will have to make at least one pit stop during that stage. So pretty cool to see this happen.
But that's another advantage to staying out and winning the stage on old tyres. You can bring everybody down pit road and you'll still have the track position.
That's true.
But as Brian Neff's going to try the bottom line here, going through turns 3 and 4. And then,
I think Larry got up a little too high there and got up in the marbles.
Yeah, and there goes Neff to the point now. They're turning off their engines in the corners.
Are they, both of them?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess it's going to be close up fuel. I imagine it would be. They're running only 70% fuel.
Yeah, they're both, their engines are off again going through the corners.
Well, they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. It looks like Holloway's going to go try and get another run on the outside of Brian Neff here as they come across the line.
5 to go.
And here comes Zota and Rodney to try and put a move on them. Zota's already got the inside line as they come out of turn 2. But Neff has pulled away from Larry Holloway. So just like last week, Brian Neff used fuel strategy to win stage 2. And it looks like he might do it again here tonight as we're 4 laps to go before the end of stage 2. So Brian Neff picking up stage wins like out of nowhere, just like he did at Daytona last week.
And meanwhile, back here, Jay Felton's still holding on to third for this stage. Brad Hicks has been right there for a little bit now, but he can't get by him.
Yeah, those two together on track again. Jay Felton and Brad Hicks finished 2nd and 3rd respectively at Daytona. And they're right there again in the top 5. So good moves for them. Adam Baker, meanwhile, has closed that gap between him and the leader. No, Adam Baker just got into the wall there. Coming out of turn 4. And that's going to let Chris Samart get alongside him. Samart to the inside. Baker to the outside. Almost touching there. Baker got more momentum coming out of turn 2. Still side by side as they go towards the backstretch. Baker almost into the wall again. And this is the first time we've really seen Adam Baker under some pressure here tonight, Scott.
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth sailing for him all night. Now he's had to sit back there in traffic because things got changed up a little bit for him. But I think before this is all said and done, he'll work his way through this traffic. Once we get them all bunched back up, we'll eventually see him back out on the point.
And speaking of a person out on the point right now, that is Mr. Brian Neff.
And he's pulled away.
Yeah.
He's got this one now unless something drastic happens, because we're basically coming around to 1 to go here for this stage. Because the caution will come out at the start of lap 90, not the end of it.
Absolutely, as there he goes across the line. He's going to go into turn 1. Through turn 2, he's got somebody catching him. I think that's Jeff Glockner coming up to the back of him. It is.
Yeah, fresher tires.
Into turn 3, switches off the engine again. Brian Neff just cruises it through turn 3 and 4, not under any pressure apart from the guy that's trying to pass him now, Jeff Glockner, who's trying to get a lap back. But here he goes across the line. Brian Neff is the winner of stage 2.
Hell of a job by these guys, playing the strategy. And they're going to pick up them extra points. Them are points that Neff, Holloway, Hicks, Mitchell, and Felton could use, and they'll take them. Felton did have some hiccup there at the end. Wound up losing a couple of spots. Brad Hicks 3rd there at the end of that stage. Joe Mitchell 4th.
Yeah, Jay Felton going to finish 5th. Adam Baker 6th. Chris Samard 7th. 8th is Nate Siefka. 9th Keith Mayato. And rounding out the top 10 is Andrew Melvin. As it looks like Brian Neff is out of fuel at the end of stage 2.
Yeah. Looks like he got kind of pit road now.
So he's going to collect an EOL for entering a closed pits, but he doesn't mind. He's got maximum points for a stage win here.
Yeah, you lose the track position, but you got the points for the stage win. So if you're out of fuel. You're out of fuel. You got to come to pit road. You know what the alternative is to that. So you got to come when you got to come.
Absolutely. And speaking of track position, the one man that will have the track position now is Mr. Larry Holloway. As he takes over the lead, Brad Hicks in 2nd, Joe Mitchell in 3rd. Well, stage 2 is in the books here at Kentucky. I nearly said Phoenix because we were there last night. That doesn't bother me as they all come down pit road. We're going to step away for just a couple of minutes. We'll be back with stage 3.
I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. They've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is going to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a
Andrew rejoining us back here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Joining us in the booth now is Mr. Tyler Vickery to join us for the remainder of the race. Tyler, are you impressed by what you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's actually been. I came in watching the second stage. That was some pretty nice strategy calls by Brian Neff and a few others. I was impressed. That was perfect strategy call. Being in the mid pack and being able to come away with some very decent points out of it.
Absolutely, and the man that has taken this track position here tonight, that's Mr. Larry Holloway. He's going to be leading them back to green. Going to be interested to see how he does it here tonight. Going through turns.
See how Nate Siefker responds being back in traffic now. Keith Maiato working his way up through the field right in front of Siefker restart. I'm curious to see how this all shakes out with Holloway and Felton up there on the front row.
Well, let's find out, shall we, as we're waiting for the pace car to take that left-hand turn, and there he goes. Waiting for Holloway to get them going. And away we go. Stage 3 underway here at Kentucky. Adam Baker already moving to the inside of Jay Felton as they make their way towards turn 1. And now Larry Holloway, a decent restart there by the 70.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I was thinking Adam Baker and Jay Felton were just going to eat him up as, Adam got a little slidey up there. Almost took out Felton at the same time.
Yeah, Keith Maiato having a slide for life as he came out of turn 2 as well. Joe Mitchell and Nate Siefker having a battle side by side as they come out of turn 4. Siefker going to hold on to that position as Chris Samard is behind them as well.
Oh, look at Maiato, man. Here he comes.
That little dive. Took down the dive to the low line. He easily got around Felton. I almost thought he was going to get a 2 for 1 there.
Here comes Felton back on the high side, though, trying to make that outside work. Here goes Baker. He's making a move.
Looks like that high line, someone's starting to get some rubber in. Looks like some cars might be getting some better runs on the high line.
As here comes Baker to the inside. Holloway's just going to be sitting duck here as there goes the 48 to the inside. Gets the clear and moves back to the point. Meanwhile,
save it, Nate. Save it.
No.
Look out.
No, he did. Nope. He's coming back up.
Oh, Chris Samard's around and the caution's out. Glockner's got some serious
as well.
Oh, let's go back and see what happened there. He got tagged. He got tagged by Chris Samard. Back end came round. He saved it. Chris Samard got tagged by Gainforth. And then Jeff Glockner got into the back of Brian Neff. So it was 3 different incidents happening in that same turn.
Yeah, a whole lot going on right there. All the direct result of that one incident.
Yeah, Joe Mitchell had to take the high line to try to get around Samard. I mean, boy, that could have easily, Joe could have easily been involved in that.
Well, let's go back and watch it and see what happened to Chris Samard. Chris Samard got into the side of Nate Siefker, unsettled his car and put him into a spin. Samard slowing down because he knew what had happened. Going fourth, not slowing down, getting into the side of the 77 and spinning him round. So that was that incident. Let's go and have a look at Jeff Glotner's incident there with Brian Neff making the way across the line towards turn 1. I think it was a case of Brian Neff just slowing down to avoid the incident. Yeah, there it is. Brian Neff backed off the gas, and Glotner just got into the back of him, destroyed the front end of his car, and in turn destroying the back end of Neff's car. And it's a shame for Neff, because Neff, like winner of stage 2, did not want to see that happen at this point of the stage.
Meanwhile, Paul Zoda stayed out and led a lap there. He's your leader. The only guy that stayed out. Looks like Hollyfield just got the wave around.
That's
Yeah.
Everybody in pit road now, apart from Zota. As Larry Holloway is going to win the race off pit road. Andrew Melvin off second. Adam Baker off third. Keith Moyato off on fourth. So Larry Holloway, what a pit stop for him. Watch that yellow line though. Don't cross that yellow line. You'll get penalised big time.
Sure will.
So Paul Zota leading this piece as we are under caution number 4 here at Kentucky. And I'm going to jinx somebody, I think.
Uh-oh.
Interview time, huh?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Mr. Nate Siefka, Sam up in the booth. You got me, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Just talk us through what happened there with you and Chris Samad.
There's a little cloggle of 4 cars in front of us. The 7D who hasn't been with the front runners all day. You know, we were trying to get by him, and I don't know if Chris got too antsy or something, but yeah, I came down expecting it to not be there, and the car was there. So
yeah. So yeah, talk us now. You've had your incident here tonight. So talk us talk us through what you can do here. You've fallen back to P12. What can you do here to get back up to the top 5 again?
I just got in on my restarts. That's been my strong point today. Has been restarts. So looks like a lot of people took 2 tires at the front of the field. So who knows that little 5-lap run into the tires. I mean, tire wear is pretty awful here. So this could be interesting to see how we do. There's still strategy. There's still strategy to play for. We've been talking about some strategy options that we're considering, so there's plenty to play for yet. So the game's not over. It's going to be interesting to see if we can still salvage a top 3 out of this.
And
which is possible, definitely possible with those strategies we're thinking of.
Absolutely.
Just keep it straight.
Yeah, I think that was a decent job of trying to keep it straight there.
That was a good save.
Yeah,
2 nights in a row.
Yeah. Gotta have them quick hands.
Anyway, Nate, looks like we're about to go 1 to green again, so good luck for the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you post-race.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Scott.
Good luck.
As that was Mr. Nate Siefka, just describing to us what happened in that incident there, as they are going 2 by 2. And I believe, Scott, it's your turn to get us going again.
Alright, I can do that. A pretty good race. Some excitement here tonight, even though we haven't had a whole lot of passing. Passing has been extremely difficult tonight. One of them nights where one lane will get the run, about halfway through the corner it'll die out, and the other lane comes back, then they can't clear them on the back stretch, they're on the front stretch, and they go back and forth until somebody finally just caves in.
Absolutely, as they come out of turn 2. Holloway and Andrew Melvin. Melvin taking 2 tires as well as Holloway, so gonna see how interesting this call is, because we've seen in the past on 1.5 mile tracks that they don't usually work. So Scott, let's have you bring us back to green and see what happens here.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see too. Guys starting to play a little strategy here. Still, you know, we're not so late to where it's going to kill them, as long as we don't stay green the rest of the way. If we stay green the rest of the way, it could. But here we go. Race car's off. Waiting on Holloway. 2 tire stop. And there he goes. Ooh, big spin there from Andrew Melvin, who only took 2 tires. And look at that. Here comes Keith Maotto. It's already opened the door for Keith. Lucky we didn't get another caution right there with that big spin from Melvin.
Yeah, that was close.
So Keith Mayato up to third place and already working on the back of Adam Baker. He's going to try and get the draft off Larry Holloway to get alongside Baker on the outside. Baker himself is going to go to the inside of Larry Holloway through turns 3 and 4. And here comes Mayato as well. Up to P2. As Holloway's in the wall. Holloway's around.
No caution.
Keep it down there, Larry. Keep it down there.
Yeah, he did. We stay green.
Yep, Holloway had no opportunity. Keith Mayato got a little loose, slid up the track, and forced Holloway up in the dirty stuff, and he had no choice but scraping the wall.
And now this is the...
That's your answer on 2 tires, Sammy. You saw one dude almost lose it on the restart, and then another guy go out across the grass.
Yeah, and this is the battle we've been waiting for all season. Adam Baker versus Keith Mayato, the 2 winningest drivers in SOMO history. And they're 1 and 2 on track. Let's see what they can do here as they go through turns 1 and 2. And yeah, this is what we've been waiting for all season, right, Scott?
Yes, sir. And back here, Chris Samar just had another moment as him and Byron Rodney and Lupe Gonzalez all almost got into each other. Samar got by the 2 of them. Now he's posted in on game 4th and Seeker. We just saw Samar and Seeker get together. Let's hope we don't see any kind of second chapter to that story, because here comes Samar.
Yeah, just got by. Lupe Gonzalez is there as well. Gonzalez taking a small look to the inside of the 77 as they go through 1 and 2. Yeah, Nate Siefka already up from P12 to P7. The man is flying right now, taking advantage of Larry Holloway hitting the wall and spinning himself out. Unfortunate for Holloway because he was having such a good run there, but he's at the back of the field and almost 1 lap down. But yeah, Nate Siefka's got some defending to do from the same guy again that he was defending from earlier in the race, but that was for 2nd place. Now this is for 7th place, and they find themselves on the same piece of real estate again.
It looks ought to be interesting, especially the battle between both of them. It looks like it's cooling down now. I mean, further up, Joe Mitchell's already starting to look at... Oh, look out.
Nate saved it. Wow.
No, he didn't.
Wow, he's still losing it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's not an IndyCar, Nate. He tried to take that transition like an IndyCar.
Some more problems there by the 13. Got some damage on the right front now, but thankfully, if David Gainforth gets around him, which is not, Siefka's going to keep his foot in it and get around back around the 101. Byron Rodney is right there for support as well, so he's got some support with the teammate right behind him there.
I think these guys back here behind him are glad that that didn't get any worse than what it was there. Saw a couple of these guys check up hard back here.
That could have been really bad if he came flying up the track and hit the wall.
Speaking of battles, there is a battle brewing for 2nd place as Andrew Melvin looks like he's found some speed in those 2 tyres of his, as he's still right on the back of Keith Mayato. Adam Baker looks like he's starting to check out here as we are now starting lap 110. 109 of 155. We're getting closer to the end of the race.
I'm kind of surprised that Melvin's hanging with these guys on that 2-tire stop there. You saw that Matty's put him on there on the restart, so you'd have thought he'd damaged him a little more there, but doing a hell of a job hanging here. And look at Felton, he's doing a hell of a job of closing in on these guys. Absolutely,
and he's just there in P4. Already almost a second to the good over Kurt Davidson, who's having a really, really huge battle there with Joe Mitchell as they go into turn 1. Joe Mitchell, since he made that mistake, I don't know, he hasn't really made a mistake here tonight. He's just not been there tonight. He's not really been like challenging for the lead here tonight, and I don't know, this is not the Joe Mitchell we're used to seeing.
No, absolutely not. Especially at the start of the season, Joe was right up there with Adam Baker and Keith Mayato fighting for these wins and these stages at the start of the season. It's kind of shocking seeing him being very cautious so further down in the season now.
There's now, look at Chris Samard. He's caught up to the back of these 2 guys now. Samard is on a charge now. He's shaken off Nate Siefka and Lupe Gonzalez. as Joe Mitchell finally gets around Kurt Davidson, and now it's a 3-car battle for the top 5 now, Scott.
Yeah, it's starting to shape up. Oh, Kurt Davidson, man. Started shotgun on this field tonight, up here running in the top 5. He's kind of been quiet. We've talked about him a little bit. For the most part, he's been kind of the silent assassin tonight.
Hey, he's holding up with Joe Mitchell very well. Samard dives down on the low side. I don't know if he's going to hold it. Look out. I saw that coming. That was close.
Davidson keeping him wound up on the high side, able to hold on to the position, but only just, and for now holds on to that P6 ahead of Chris Samard. Joe Mitchell looks like it's starting to get away from those two, so he can try and chase down the number 9 of Jay Felton. Further back in the field, David Gameforth in a battle with Nate Siefke still. Siefke nursing a bit of right front damage after hitting the wall a few laps ago and going for the grass.
I think that's definitely slowing him down at this point. I don't see Nate out there nowhere near as fast as he once was.
No.
Still in the fight, but still running in the top 10.
Yeah, since making his...
Nate's new to these cars, so I mean this is a learning experience for Nate.
Absolutely.
He'll learn. He's a good driver.
But wait till we get to Watkins Glen, then you'll see the true speed of him.
I was just about to say, when we get to the couple road courses that they run, you'll definitely see it there in Sonoma.
Absolutely. Well, we saw him at Sonoma. He got a top 5 there, so good result for him. And look at Byron Rodney behind there. He's under pressure from Brian Neff. Neff with a screwed up back end, but still able to keep the speed in that number 60. And showing exactly why he deserves to be in the top 10 here tonight. He's not right now, he's in P12. But really knocking on the door of that top 10. This is not far behind Nate Siefke, who's occupying that last spot in the top 10.
No. Siefke's actually looking too on the inside, trying to see if he can get around David Gameforth, but every time he pops out of David Gameforth's draft, it's just hurt, and he just all of a sudden becomes a parachute very quick like.
So they come out of turn 2. And if Siefke's not careful, he could be dragged back into this battle behind him. And with Brad Hicks on the back of that little pack as well, it could be a 5-car battle for P10. Or P9, sorry.
I don't get it. Brian Neff's looking on, trying to see if he can get around Byron. Gonna try. Nope. I thought he was gonna try to go down the low line to get around Byron, but he's holding still. He's gonna get a better run coming out of here in turn 2. Should be side by side with Byron unless he's gonna be cautious about it.
And he's not.
Nah, smart move. I mean, granted, he's still got about another 30 laps roughly. I mean, it's a little early to push, but at the same time, I mean, you gotta. I think we got one more stop to make for the end of the race, Greg.
At least.
Whoa, there, Brian almost got into Byron there. Almost got him in the right corner.
Well, me and Scott looked at it in the second stage, and it looked like they could only last what 20-25 laps through the second stage before they had to go down pit road. Is that right, Scott?
No, in the first stage they ran more laps than that. But yeah, they came in halfway through the second stage, but in the first stage they ran probably right around 30 laps.
Byron's going to take the outside of the fence, trying to keep from losing the Brian. I mean, already lost the spot to Brian Neff, and he's going to lose one to Brian Hicks now as well, it looks like.
Brian Hicks to the inside of Rodney. Looks like Rodney.
In that second stage, not to interrupt you, Sam, but in that second stage as well, to go back on that, we saw those guys stretch the fuel out all the way through that second stage to win that stage. So
yeah,
they can go quite a long way on the fuel, but there should be one more pit stop because they can't go the whole distance from here. So I'm thinking about lap 125. We should start seeing guys between 125 and 130.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, back at the front, there's a storm brewing between the 48 and the 09. Keith Moyato is hunting.
3 wide for third. Oh man, that was scary.
Felton won the battle. Getting Rathy up here for the podium.
Absolutely. Felton just holding on to it. Joe Mitchell has caught these guys and he is actually fighting with them. He gets around Melvin. Melvin maybe starting to feel the pressure on those 2 tyres right now as he's dropped another position back down to P5. Mitchell up to P4 now, and Felton just holding on to P3. How long can he keep Mitchell behind him? That's the question.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the way these tires are going, it's a lot of these guys are sliding. I'm just looking further back as I just saw Chris Mardo had a little slide moment there as well. It's a lot of these battles further back. It's going to get very, very loose on these cars quickly.
And Chris Samart's still battling out with Kurt Davidson.
And Lupe Gonzalez.
Yeah.
As Seeker's in the pits, I just noticed.
That he is. Getting some damage fixed, I'm guessing. Oh, no.
Something happened to Byron Ronnie as well. Or is he making a mistake?
No, scheduled pit stop.
Well, how come Byron's 2 laps down?
Oh, he was in pit road for over 30 seconds. So, yeah. I wonder if he got a penalty.
That might be.
Sounds like it.
I'm looking further back, and I don't see anything. It looked like it was just a normal pit stop.
Yeah, speeding.
Yeah, he was in pit.
Speeding coming in.
It was in his pit box for 39 seconds, which means he's had a 15-second penalty added onto what he already got.
Might have got some damage fixed too.
May as well while you're there.
Yeah. You gotta go a lap down anyway, or a couple laps down anyway. So.
Meanwhile, back at the front, the gap between Mayato and Baker is getting smaller and smaller. Just 0.4 of a second, the gap between the 48 and the 09. And like I said before, this is the battle we've been waiting for all season between Adam Baker and Keith Mayato. As the caution's out.
Caution.
Seeker around.
What
I wonder
has
if
happened?
I wonder if he spun it coming out of pit road.
No, he didn't. He got a wheel on the apron, the back end came around, he tried to save it, and that was what brought out the caution. He did not hit anything, thankfully, but he got a wheel on that apron that was just good enough to unsettle the car and spin him around.
I got lucky he didn't hit nothing. Good job woeing that thing down. Not bad for an IndyCar driver.
Yeah, but at the same time he hurt himself now as he's going to be stuck a lap. Well, yeah, he'll be stuck a lap down.
Yeah, Byron Rodney will be given the lucky dog now, so... Unfortunately...
Byron will now be only 1 lap down. Sorry to interrupt you there, Sam.
So, both phenomenal Evolution cars propping up the field right now. Both 1 lap down. Unfortunate, though, for that team. But they'll be hoping to get back further into this race as this race continues. But, despite us having 5 cautions here tonight, we've had 2 competition cautions here at Kentucky. We're still seeing long green flag runs between the cautions.
Yeah, I'm surprised with it, especially coming in late as I did. But I mean, only seeing one car already behind the wall and seeing everyone else on track still, I'm very impressed, especially after seeing now three cautions compared to, I mean, since I'm not including the 2 stage cautions, but I'm impressed with how everyone's been running so far.
Adam Baker hitting his blocks fine. Joe Mitchell overshooting his pit box though.
Joe Mitchell didn't.
Yeah, Joe Mitchell overshot his pit box. Let's see him makes it out of pit road.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time. He sat there for a good 3 seconds.
Oh, Felton's gonna win the race on pit road.
Sure is.
Look out! Look out!
Oh,
my!
3 wide coming out of pit road.
That could have been interesting.
Mitchell come out 8.
Oh, Mayato across the yellow line.
And that was because of Chris Samard forcing him up high.
I bet he'll get the penalty.
Yeah, Melvin might. We'll see.
And Mayato crossed the yellow line.
Ooh.
Let's see if he gets a penalty. He got a wheel on the yellow line. I don't know if he... We'll find out in a minute. Anyway, Nate Seifka.
That's gonna be close.
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right, but that's gonna be that's borderline. That's definitely pushing the limit.
Well, if he got an AOL, he would have had it by now, so he didn't get a penalty by the looks of things. Andrew Melvin, however, has got a penalty.
And that was not his doing, because he had a Chris Samard on the inside and it practically shoved him up above the line, and Melvin's gonna be very, very hot at Samard, so
yeah.
we might have to keep an eye on that, because if I was Andrew Melvin, after having that happen because of someone else not wanting to at least give some kind of space, I would not be surprised if Melvin gives him a little cheap shot.
That would not surprise me, though. So Melvin moving to the back of the field, and we mean the very back. It looks like Holloway's going to stay behind him, though. So interesting there. Jay Felton, though, the happiest man out there right now. He's got the lead, and he took 4 tyres just like everybody else, but got the better pit stop, and he leads this thing here, Scott.
Yeah, he's had a hell of a run here tonight, man. Coming off that second place finish last week. Building momentum, man. Looking for victory lane here tonight.
But he's going to have 2 of the winningest drivers in the league starting right behind him. So it's going to... It's
a tall mountain to hold off, huh?
Absolutely. As Nate Seifka gets his wave around. So Seifka back on the lead lap now.
Felton's going to start on the outside.
And he is.
This ought to get interesting.
As do excuse me, I'm just going to open another cold one.
Man, that's ought to get interesting. I think Paul should have a good easy jump on the outside, and then if he wants to, he can jump down to the inside going into turn 1.
His name's Jay, not Paul.
Sorry. Jay, don't hurt me, I'm sorry. Jay Felton, I meant.
If you want to talk about Paul, we're talking about Paul Zota. He's on the outside there. Tyler, why don't you get us going this time?
Alrighty then. As coming through turn 3 now. Seems like a few guys are getting a little antsy, trying to get their tires warmed up real quick. And Paul, I did it again. Jay Felton waiting for the kickstarter to jump down. And off he goes, and Keith Mayando had a little bit of a fell asleep there, as Adam Baker going to be the loser in that one.
Yeah, he about lost it there. He spun the hell out of it.
As we're going, looked like the 41 of Kurt Davidson out of it at the last second of going 3 wide there.
No, he's not thinking about it anymore!
Look out, that was close.
Kurt Davidson
just flying up.
And Kurt Davidson almost causing a bit of a melee there as he backs off and is now under pressure from his old sparring buddy, Mr. Brian Neff. Neff takes the outside line, goes into P6. Joe Mitchell is stuck behind the 41. Can't make any advantage there. Here comes David Gameforth to the outside of the 18. Here comes the number 101.
Oh, man. Yeah, Joe Mitchell's trying to get that run. He's going to have the run to stay ahead, but now he's got to try to find a way to get around the 41, and that's his big nemesis right now. Whoa, 41 hits the 30 stuff.
It did way up the track.
He manages to hang on to it, but he's going to lose a spot to Joe Mitchell, as he's going to be all the way down on the apron.
Meanwhile, back at the front, Jay Felton has already checked out to a ½ second lead over Adam Baker and Keith Moyato, and this is the battle between Moyato and Baker. They're side by side coming out of 2. Baker can't do anything about it, has to fall in behind the 09. There is Chris Samard back there in P4. Lupe Gonzalez rounds out the top 5. Brian Neff is in 6th, Joe Mitchell 7th. Kurt Davidson now down to 8th after his push up wide, but David Gameforth is challenging for that 8th position as a side by side coming across the line with 23 laps to go here at Kentucky. Now, rounding out the top 10 is Brad Hicks, Paul Zota just holding on to 11th there, as there goes Andrew Melvin. Melvin's not going to be a happy man in that 37 as they come out of turn 2. He's moved his way up to P11 now, and hopefully he can make his way back up to the top 10, Scott.
Yeah, what a hell of a race it's turning out to be, huh, man? I am impressed with Jay Felton out there leading these guys right now, man. He has got some hungry, winning vultures behind him. And he's out there holding these guys off. How about that, huh?
Absolutely.
Looked like Adam Baker's going to try to do trying to dive down low, see if he can get a run, but nope. He's going to lose it, too. It's further back. I just saw Byron Rodney trying to make a pass. I don't think that's for a lead, though.
That's exactly what Felton wants to see back there, is these guys battling it up behind him.
Yeah, and Mayato and Baker definitely having a battle there, but Mayato getting a lot of speed off Felton as they go towards turn 1. Got a hell of a run there going through the tri-oval. He's going to bring Baker and Samard with him, and Gonzalez is there too, as... Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, that was very close. Lost a lot of momentum that way.
No,
Here
he
comes
didn't.
my auto. He's looking. We're coming to 20 to go. Jay Felton 20 laps away from winning his first career race at Southern Motorsports, but man, he's got a rear view full of some drivers.
Ooh, look at
There goes Mayato to the inside as they go towards turn 1. It's pretty academic at this point because Mayato has the better run going for turn 1, or does he? Because here comes Felton fighting back on the outside as they come out of turn 2 towards the backstretch. Felton's going to get in the clear again, and look at Adam Baker trying to take advantage of that run. He goes a bit high. That's going to let Samard in on the inside of the 48 now as they go through 3 and 4. And look at...
look out!
Oh, he doored him.
Oh,
That was close.
Slid up the track and just got into the side of him. They're all right. But it's going to hurt my auto. They allowed Baker to get in there, but here comes my auto. Big run on the high side there. Look at this.
this is a 5-car battle for the lead here. This is a 5-car battle for the win here as we are within 20 laps to go here at Kentucky. And any one of these 5 drivers could claim it here, and maybe 6 if Joe Mitchell can get up to the back of these guys.
Yeah, Joe struggled with his car all night long. I don't know. He's quite a bit of distance back there. If we go green the rest of the way, it would take these guys battling it up pretty hard for him to, I think, reel it down. Oh, if stuff like that happens, yeah, if stuff like that happens, he'll have a shot.
What a save by Keith Mayato.
Oh, Samard pushing the envelope here. Samard going for the lead. Look at this. 3 wide. Samard on the point.
Look out for Lucy Gonzalez.
Samard with the power move there to the inside of Keith Mayato as they come out of 4. Side by side as they come towards the line. We're going to be 17 laps to go here at Kentucky. Baker switched back to 3rd place. Lupe Gonzalez is in 4th. Joe Mitchell has caught up to the back of this pad now, and it's now a 6-car battle for the lead here. It won't be long before Kurt Davidson catches onto the back of these guys as well, because while these are battling, it's helping the guys behind them catch up to it. We could have one huge pack for the win here tonight.
Yeah, it sure is, man. All this jostling going on, guys almost losing it. It's allowing everybody to catch up.
Yep. Ooh, Adam Baker almost scrapes the wall there, getting a little dicey.
Now they got to be careful. My auto's out front. He don't drive away. Whoa, Samard. They all almost came together there, the 3 of them.
This is Baker's in the wall.
He's all right. He actually kept
Lost
his
a
speed
lot of
up.
momentum.
There goes
really.
Samard again to the inside of Mayato as they go through 3 and 4. Not going to cheat the momentum there.
Joe Mitchell's up here now, so Joe Mitchell's got a chance. He's up in 6th right now. He's going to be right on the bumper of Jay Felton coming into turn 1.
That could have been a whole lot worse for Adam Baker, but he actually kept his momentum up pretty solidly there for being on that wall for as long as he was.
Absolutely, as they almost get into the wall again coming out of 2. Keith Mayato, the man in control though, as there goes Chris Samard, is not in complete control. The 77 making another run to the inside. Can he keep his momentum this time? No, Mayato's going to get a better run coming out of turn 4. He's going to hold on to the lead, but only just this time round as with 14 laps to go here at Kentucky. What a battle we're seeing here tonight, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a hell of a finish.
Oh.
And look at Kurt Davidson slowly stalking these guys.
Yeah.
Remember, the 41 started shotgun on the field.
That was Jay Felton got a little antsy as he tapped Felipe Gonzalez, got him a little unsettled.
As there goes Joe Mitchell to the inside. of Gonzalez. He's already got the legs on Felton. Can he get it on Gonzalez as well? It looks like he does. Joe Mitchell's going to move on to 4th place, but Lupe Gonzalez says, no, I've got a better speed on the outside. You can wait for a minute. As he moves back up to P4. Adam Baker already back up to P2 now as Samard drops back to 3rd. But like I've said so many times in these past 10 laps, anybody can win it at this point because everybody's just swapping positions. The only person that hasn't swapped a position though out of these top 6 is Keith Mayato. He's keeping them all behind him.
Yeah, he's trying to right now. We can get a caution too and then get like a 2-lap shootout here at this point. Couple laps, we're getting into that window in a few laps here. If the caution comes out, that's how the race is going to end. Still a little bit of distance to go there.
Like
11 to go this time.
Yep, as Keith Mayato's got a little
Oh,
bit.
Baker's in the wall.
Baker's wrecked it.
That's Adam. And
He saved it. Heavy contact.
No
though.
speed.
He's done as far as winning.
That's his win done.
Yeah, no 30th tonight.
So Baker, big troubles there as here comes David Gainforth. He senses blood in the water now because Adam Baker is driving a severely damaged car. Keith Mayato now looks like he's starting to check out now. He's 0.6 of a second to the good over Chris Simard, who's in 2nd. Lupe Gonzalez is there in 3rd with Joe Mitchell right behind him. Somehow Joe Mitchell has found some speed in that number 18 and feels like he can challenge for a win here, and why not? He's had a terrible race here tonight. He can do anything at this point and he's doing it so far. He's up into the top 5 now, challenging Lupe Gonzalez for that top 4 spot, Scott.
Yeah, Keith Mayato is talking about blood in the water. We call him Jaws. He's trying to get away right now. He's not stalking. He's actually trying to run away from these guys. And Samar trying to do everything he can to stalk the shark. But I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to have enough time. Coming to 9 to go this time.
As Keith Mayato comes across the line, Chris Samard is actually moved away from Lupe Gonzalez. But Gonzalez still got Mitchell and Felton right behind him. So the battle for the win has turned into a battle for 3rd place as the 2nd place man Samard has checked out. So Gonzalez holding on to that last step of the podium. Mitchell wants it, Felton wants it, Davidson wants it. Baker is falling back into the clutches of David Gainforth. And Andrew Melvin is up to P9 as well now. So Melvin on the move too. Brian Neff and Brad Hicks fighting for that last spot in the top 10. That's a good battle going on as well back there. Nate Siefka meanwhile back up to P12. Holyfield in 13th, Larry Holloway in 14th, 15th is Dota. I'm hearing screeching of tyres. No, I heard wrong. Byron Run is still going, but is a lap down. Meanwhile, Keith Mayato, he's losing time to Chris Samard. Chris Samard is starting to reel him in now, Scott.
Ever so slowly, he is. It's one thing getting to him, though. It's another thing getting by him after that.
And I dare say he's tried as well, because Chris Samard dive bombed it so many times into turn 3 only to find that Keith Mayato is still in front of him coming out of turn 4.
Yeah. He'll try again. If he can get there, he will definitely try again. But it's a matter of getting there. They're running out of laps. They're coming to 6 to go. Oh, and there goes Joe. Yeah.
He's trying to be aggressive. No caution yet.
No, there won't be. He's way down off the track.
And he's going to get a penalty for unsafe pit entry.
Yeah.
And Paul Soto was in the pits when that happened too, it looked like.
Let's go back and see what happened to Mitchell. Working on the outside of Lupe Gonzalez, got in the wall, spun it through the grass. Big disaster there for the 18. And I was saying earlier that this is not the Joe Mitchell we saw earlier in the season. He seems a different man at this point of the season, and he's just not having any luck at all so far. And that spin there just proved that.
Yeah, he was starting to come on there a little bit there at the end of the race, but yeah, he was having issues with that car all night, it seemed like. So he'll be back. He's a competitor.
Absolutely.
4 to go this time, Sammy.
Absolutely. Making the way out of turn.
Running out.
As Muse would say. Time is running out.
4 laps. That's all he's got. If he's going to do it, he needs to do it.
And this is the best run that Chris Samard has had for a long time. And if he can get up to the back of Keith Mayato, it looks like he is, though. Look at the gaps going smaller between the 0 and 9. Slide by Mayato as they come out of 2. Gonzalez holding on for dear life to that third place as Jay Felton has found some speed in that number 9 again. Going through turn 3 and 4.
Fuck Jay Felton, man. He has just been tough these last couple of weeks. He wants on back on that podium.
Oh, yeah. And look, Kurt Davidson's still stalking. He's gone from 19th to 5th in this race. So
yeah, Kurt had a hell of a run too.
So I've started a new system here. I don't know if you've heard of it, Scott. It's called the Beaufort Driver of the Night, and I'm going to give it to my No, I've started it a couple of weeks ago when we did Go Fast with Mark Cohen. He was the first recipient of the award.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. I do remember.
So
that
what I'm going to do from this point on, as the popsicle sticks come out for Keith Maiato, is leave it to the commentators to decide who the Beaufort Driver of the Night is. So, Scott, who's your Beaufort Driver of the Night tonight?
I'd have to say it's probably Kurt Davidson, man. Starting shotgun on the field. He's running up there in 5th place. He's had a hell of a run, but at the same time, you gotta talk about Jay Felton a little bit. He's having a hell of a run himself. He's still trying to get this podium spot here. He's got 1 lap to do it. White flag.
Yeah, and Chris Samard is right to the back of Keith Maiato. Now look at the gap go down between the 77 and the 09. This is the battle for the win now as we come to the final lap of this race. Out of turn 2, Maiato struggling now on those old tyres.
Big run, Samard. He's going to dive it down low.
Absolutely, there goes.
Hold it?
He didn't.
Nope.
Tyler's going to go to the inside.
Going into the corner.
But Chris Samard's going to get the run coming out of turn 4. Maiato's going to get a better run though. Maiato coming to the line. Maiato wins at Kentucky. Chris Samard just behind him in 2nd. Lupe Gonzalez going to come home for 3rd place.
Flying through the infield.
Adam Baker.
Looks like 9th he might be getting. Oh, look out.
Career win number 24 for Jules. Good job, Mr. Maiato.
Absolutely. Our winner here tonight, Mr. Keith Maiato.
Chris Samard comes home 2nd. Lupe Gonzalez 3rd on the podium. Jay Felton runs a solid 4th, and Kurt Davidson, I'd have to say he's the driver of the evening. He was the biggest mover of the night. Started 19th, finished 5th place. Good job to those guys finishing in the top 5. Andrew Melvin finished 6th. Brad Hicks 7th. He started 18th in the field. Hell of a run again by Brad Hicks this week. David Gain 4th, 8th. Adam Baker 9th. And Brian Neff, who won that 2nd stage on strategy, finishes 10th.
Absolutely, as we are now going to go to some interviews here tonight. Keith Maiato, your winner here tonight, but interviews are underway as we are going to have our 3rd place man brought into the booth now. That is going to be Mr.
It's Lupe. Is he in here?
No, he's not going to be. He doesn't like interviews, does he? So we're going to bring our 2nd place finisher, Mr. Chris Samard.
Well, how about we start with Davidson then? Let's interview Davidson instead of Lupe.
Absolutely, and Tyler, I'm going to give you the privilege of having the interview. That he's our Beaufort Driver of the Night. He's right here with us, and Mr. Kurt Davidson is with Tyler Vickery right now.
Yeah, Kurt Davidson, what a run! Starting practically dead last in 19th place. Pulled your way all the way out and finished in 5th. How was it for you?
I tell you what, it was a blast. You know, I elected to start in the back because, you know, the car was, you know, really just slippery. I didn't have any front grip, rear grip. It was a lot of fun to drive, so I figured there'd be a lot more cautions. So I started back there to take my time to go up through the field, and it actually was a pretty clean race overall. It was hard to pass, but really the pit stops helped me get out front, you know, as close as I was. I was maybe a 5th place car at best, so.
Well, shoot, at this point, you pretty much got 5th. I mean, fighting your way back, especially a few of the wrecks that were happening in front of you. I mean, it was very impressive. I'm surprised. I mean, honestly, the way from watching you guys race, it looked like the track was very tough, especially a lot of you guys trying to run that high line and just did not want to settle the car at all.
Yeah, I was searching for grip all over. The high line seemed pretty good, and you're driving just a little too deep. you're skating up towards the wall. Then if you get on the gas really at the wrong time on a bump, it can kick it sideways. So you have to really drive it off with the throttle. I was getting some good time down on the bottom late in this race. I don't know if it was cooler down there or what, but I was able to get some time made up down there.
I have to admit, starting in 19th place and coming in and being able to finish in 5th, especially after some of the great pit strategies you guys had, that's an impressive race for you there, as well as being the biggest mover of the night.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yep.
And
then you got...
sorry to interrupt, Tyler, but with that, you were actually voted the BOFA driver of the night as well tonight, Kurt. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. That's quite the honor. That's awesome.
Carry on, Tyler. You're fine.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, you got any other sponsors or shout-outs you want to do?
Oh, all the sponsors we have on board for the series. I know, what is it, the Jaguar Land Rover, what is that one? Dang it, I forget.
Portside Jaguar and Land Rover.
Portside Jaguar Land Rover. I'm not used to interviews, so I don't have them all memorized yet. So, Coffee Glitter Mom, Top City Travel, you guys especially for putting on these broadcasts that are a tremendous amount of fun to go back and watch. That you guys make it entertaining to watch even a boring race at times. So thank you guys for that. And, my teammates at SK Motorsports, which I think there's only 2 of us here tonight, but, Paul for putting on the league and running a tight ship to make it all clean.
Absolutely. Well, we'll get you back with the rest of the guys. Great race by Kurt, and definitely enjoyed the rest of your night and go on and celebrate, especially after how well of a run you had.
All right. Thank you.
That was our BOFA driver of the night, Mr. Kurt Davidson. Joining us in the booth now, joining Scott in the booth now is Mr. Chris Samard. Scott, I believe you're with him right now.
Yes, sir. Chris, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Chris, it was quite an up and down evening for you there, man. We saw you at the end, challenge Keith. He kind of got away from you there. You think if you'd have got to him a lap or 2 sooner, you would have had something more for him?
I think so. It was really hard to pass on the bottom, and if you didn't get a run off the corner, the guy on the high side would just blow you away. So it's just, I don't know. I had a run on the last lap. I didn't think I was gonna do anything, but I got on the inside and just wasn't enough. Just the inside just wasn't enough when your tires are worn out. So.
Well, in the end, man, it still turned out to be a pretty good points night for you as you come home second, and you're sitting good in the points. This is going to help that, and so all in all, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was a good night for me. I think I ticked off some people tonight, which I apologize for. I don't really want to run that way. I get into Nate and spun him out. Well, I think he saved it, but that was completely my fault. And I apologize for that, but
don't worry about that, Chris. I did
with the 48 and everyone. So
I did the same thing to Nate last night, so don't worry about it. He'll get over it.
Oh yeah, he's probably a little upset with me, but that wasn't intentional by any means. So
I can vouch for you. I know you don't drive that way. You're a hell of a competitor, dude. And you did a hell of a job here tonight. So good job on your second place finish, man.
Thanks, guys. It was fun. It was fun keeping up with Keith for once. I'm excited about that. So.
You wish you would have drove it in a little harder there as you came into the 3 and 4 there on that final lap.
Yeah, maybe a little bit harder. But if I crash Keith, I don't think I would have a friend in the league anymore. So.
Well, all in all, man, you did pretty good tonight. How you feeling about New Hampshire next week?
New Hampshire is a different track than we go to most. It's definitely a driver's track. It runs like a short track, and I enjoy it. It's my home track, so I hope I do well. Hope I win.
Well, you got anybody want to thank tonight for your second place finish here at Old Kentucky?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys in the booth, both for broadcasting. Portside Jaguar. There's Coffee and Glittermon was a sponsor for tonight's race, and my wife and son.
All right, buddy. Well, good job on your second place finish here tonight. We'll see you next week in New Hampshire.
All right, guys. Thank you.
And that was our second place finisher, Mr. Chris Samard. And now we're going to bring the man of the moment here tonight, Mr. Keith Mayato. Keith fell back through the field early on in the race, but definitely brought it back to get yet another win on the season here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That was that was an eventful night, and it was very hard to hang on there at the end.
Absolutely, but you managed to pull it off. I mean, you were embroiled in one hell of a battle with about what 15 laps to go, 6 cars in the running for the win here tonight, but managed to keep them all behind you. Chris Samard was probably your closest challenger in those last few laps. What did you have to do to try and keep him behind you, because he was really up for it tonight?
And those last 5 laps was keep it straight. I don't know what happened to the car. I think it was probably from, with that big battle for first place there, and for some reason the tires just fell off. It was like loose on entry, loose off, tight mid corner, and I was just like, what the hell's going on? And I could just see Chris picking up a 10th or 2 every lap, and luckily the race ended when it did.
Absolutely, and you brought home another win here tonight. And it also, with Adam Baker falling by the wayside late on in the race, that also closes the gap in the point standings. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think you can catch him before the chase?
Finally, he falls a few more positions behind me. I don't know if I can catch him, but in the end, when the chase happens, it doesn't matter, right?
Absolutely, because that's the defining moment in the season. But anyway, looking ahead to next week, we are off to another short track in the shape of New Hampshire. What are your thoughts on that one?
I do pretty well there. I expect to finish top 5. I don't know. iRacing has changed a lot of these setups, and they're a lot harder for me to get a grasp of in the beginning. So I think I might have to do some practicing for next week. Yeah,
New Hampshire is always a difficult track, and always throws up a few surprises. So yeah, I can understand how nervous you can be about that venue. But again, congratulations on another win here tonight, Keith. Is anybody you'd like to thank or shout out some sponsors here tonight for your win?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Coffee and Glittermon for sponsoring the race tonight, for Portside for sponsoring the series, and for you, Sam, and doing a great job on both for broadcast.
Okay, thank you, Keith, and yeah, we'll definitely see you next week from good old New Hampshire.
I try my best. Take care.
Good job, Keith.
Thanks, Scott. See you.
So that was our winner, Mr. Keith Mayato, winning the race here tonight at Kentucky. Guys, just want to get your final thoughts on the race tonight before we go to tonight's results.
Oh, go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say, I think all in all, it was a pretty good race, man. It had its moments where it was really exciting. We had some dull moments during the race, but they were few and far between. And for the most part, it presented some excitement, either on strategy or the big race there we had at the end for the win. So pretty fun little race, and it was fun to call, and always a pleasure being here in the booth with you guys.
Yeah, and just from the moments I watched coming in from during the second stage, boy, just the whole racing in general, I mean, I was impressed at how well it was running. Awesome battles all the way up to the end, and boy, was I thinking there was going to be a different winner multiple times each lap the way they were running.
Absolutely, it definitely was an exciting one here tonight. Any one of those 6 in the final 20 laps could have won it tonight, but the man of the moment is, again, Keith Mayato, as we are going to go to our results for the race here tonight once I figure out how to work this goddamn overlay. There we go. No, seriously, it's a new overlay, so I'm trying to figure it out. Anyway, coming home in first place was Keith Mayato. Just behind him in second place was Chris Samard. Lupe Gonzalez bringing home another podium for the season in third. Jay Felton restarted at the front in the restart, but fell back to fourth in the latter start of the latter part of the race after some close racing. for the win there. Kurt Davidson, both driver of the night. He comes home in top 5 to round out the top 5. Andrew Melvin, what a rebound he had. He came back in 6th place after getting that penalty in the last caution. Brad Hicks, he comes home in 7th. 8th is David Gameforth. 9th after a slide on the last lap was Adam Baker. And rounding out the top 10 was Brian Neff, Scott.
Nate Seeper comes home 11th. Ron Hollyfield 12th. Larry Holloway 13th. James McDavid 14th. Jeff Glockner 15th. Byron Rodney comes home 16th. Joe Mitchell 17th. Paul Zoda 18th. And Ryan Gemmel, first guy out of the race tonight, finishes last in 19th place.
Well, that is the results for tonight's race, and that is going to do it here tonight, as we are going to get the hell out of here and get rested up for tomorrow's race at... Wait for it.
Is it Kentucky?
Oh, yeah, it's Kentucky. Great.
I was going to say they usually run the same track.
But anyway, that is going to do...
I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I know, right? 3 tracks in a row. Anyway, three series in a row running at the same tracks. But, yeah, we're going to be back here tomorrow with Go Fast Racing as they take their turn at Kentucky. Going to be one hell of a barn burner, as the Grand National Series always throws up an exciting spectacle here on Beaufort Broadcasting. Then Saturday night we are taken to Kentucky again as Major League Esports Series returns with the K&N cars. Tyler, what are you looking forward to for that race?
That ought to be fun. I'm actually hoping I can run well on that one. It's going to be a challenge, especially open setups. I'm going to be curious on how some of the setups run. I wouldn't be surprised if I try to see a few cars, some of the top guys trying to run flat out for most of the race, but I think just like how with SOMO ran, I think it's going to be strategy based. It's going to be an interesting race.
Absolutely. And then Sunday we go to Dover International Speedway for round 2 of the Top Fuel Racing Summer Light Series. Scott, what are your thoughts going into that one?
Like I told you earlier, man, I don't know what to expect there. The Top Fuel League's never been to Dover. It's not really an IndyCar track, but in that Pro Mazda car, I thought it'd be fun. I know the draft's going to be heavy. Imagine we're probably going to have some cautions, but hopefully we don't have 17 of them.
Absolutely.
Say that again.
Yeah, we're not going to have 17 cautions at Dover. But it's going to be exciting racing, as I've said before. I've raced there before in the Pro Mazda, and it is it's awesome fun. So definitely look forward to calling that one on Sunday night. But Monday we're back in the truck.
Don't say I didn't warn you if it's Caution Festival.
But yeah, on Monday we go back to Paskey's Truck Series as they go to Las Vegas. Then Wednesday we're off as we're getting ready to start a new season in 2 weeks with Top Fuel Racing in the IR18, the race anniversary at Donington Park. That's going to be one to look forward to. But anyway, that is going to do it here tonight. Going to be a great, another great race here tonight. We've always had fun here. But yeah, it's always, I'm just rambling on now. All that's left for me to say now is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you tomorrow night live from Kentucky with the Go Fast Grand National Series.
Deuces, everybody.